Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning.
See that Sergeant Harris is not yet checked in?
I think he's moving to his new apartment today.
Gentlemen, it appears to me that tardiness has become the rule rather than the exception around here.
Al.
Anything I can help you with, Borgia?
You know why so many people kill themselves at Christmas time?
Depression, loneliness.
Well, so they don't have to buy Christmas presents.
That's a consideration.
I don't know how I'm going to afford it this year.
Well, one thing you don't have to worry about, and that's buying a present for me, because...
Don't worry, I'm not.
Oh, good.
Be lucky if I can swing one for my mother.
Surprised to hear that, Borgia. I mean, what with your sergeant's raise this year?
Yeah, I was better off on a third grader's pay. Yeah, now I'm going to better restaurants, seeing more movies, buying things on credit.
Your interests are broadening.
I think I caught it from Harris.
It's a possibility.
You seem to keep a pretty good handle on your finances, Barney.
Well, I mean, I try to remain relatively solvent, yeah.
You don't go crazy buying things.
I think that's the point.
You've been wearing that suit ever since I can remember.
Well, it's a good suit.
Yeah.
I mean, the style is timeless.
Yeah, right.
All right, come on. Put these bags over there for me, will you, please? You're the boss? Hey, look, and be careful. Hang them up neat.
Morning, Harris.
This is a nightmare.
What seems to
I get to the apartment, Barney, and I got a moving van full of my furniture, and them crackers are still inside.
Didn't you make arrangements for
Of course I did, Barney. They were supposed to be out last night.
What happened?
Well, you see, I'm subletting it from this couple, Harold and Lois Nemmings, because they're getting a divorce. But when I get there, Harold tells me that they've decided not to break up, so they're going to keep the apartment.
Didn't you get it
So I go back with the van to my old apartment.
Hardly not.
And this cretin of a manager tells me that he won't let me back inside. Hey, man, are you crazy? I said neat. There are rolled lapels in that bag. Meanwhile, Barney, here I am with all my worldly possessions in this guy's truck, and it's costing me $50 an hour while he just kind of diddles around.
A very unfortunate sequence of events.
Just standing here is costing me 95 cents a minute.
Well, Harris, you're just going to have to find a solution to this problem.
Such as?
Well, I don't know. You align all your alternatives and,
Could you speak a little faster, please?
Why don't you put your stuff in storage and then you can decide what you want to do next?
Then I gotta pay this guy off, then I gotta pay for storage, and then hire him all over again when I move.
It's the best thing I can come up with in the time allotted.
Barney, call from dispatch. Trouble over 23rd near Lexington.
What kind of trouble?
They didn't say, but it's called the Crichton Laboratories. It's a sperm bank.
Sperm?
It's like a regular bank, only you don't deposit money.
I know what it is. You and Walter.
Okay.
Walter, you're on with Nick. Actually, I'm dying to know what the problem is.
Doubt if it's a robbery.
I doubt it, too.
There's not much of a market for male gametes.
I have a sinking feeling that we have just entered another of your areas of interest and expertise.
You might call it a passion.
Come on, Woj, let's
Yeah. What do we got, Nick?
What kind of disturbance?
Yeah? Where?
At a bank.
Maybe I should start a Christmas club account.
It's up to you.
I just don't want to get caught short again next year.
God forbid.
telling me it's murder. That's what it is.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hamill. These things happen.
Hey, both you two, calm down.
Calm down. You killed it. The seed of my loins, the flesh of my flesh.
Let's not get biblical about it, huh?
What do we got here?
This is Mr. Philip Hamill.
The last Philip Hamill, thanks to her and Crichton Laboratories.
This is Ms. Helen Bateman.
She's the chief cook and bottle washer.
Laboratory supervisor.
Laboratory supervisor. We got there, and Mr. Hamill here was tearing up the lobby trying to get into the back.
Will you please tell him why?
Apparently, he went down there to check on his deposit.
Specimen. We call them specimens.
And he got a little upset when he found out his specimen had gone bad.
Yeah, because you let it thaw out. You let it die.
That's not true. We looked after it just as if it were our own.
You've been giving me baloney all day. Look, Captain, I'm sorry. My wife and I have been married for 2 years. Now, there is absolutely no way that at this time we can afford to have a child. So I went and I had a vasectomy, you know. And now, when I can't afford to have a child, I'm not going to be able to have one because of some stupid fella.
These things happen.
How do they happen? They're not supposed to.
I told you we're not sure.
You're not sure. Where does that leave
all
me?
right, let's not go around again. Miss Bateman, if you have a seat over there, Detective Holt will take your statement, Nick.
Actually, this is the first time a thing like this has ever happened.
Yeah, so what am I, Mr. Lucky?
Sickening, huh, Barn?
It's different, I'll say that.
I mean, the whole idea of it. It's not natural.
Actually, it's more common than most people think. Since 1953, more than 1,400 children.
Supersized? No shocker here. John, I can explain.
Don't bother. The engagement's off.
John! Oh, well, I guess that leaves me. Hi, world. As your newest sweetheart, I'd like to charm you with my mad cheerleading skills. Are you ready? Give me an arm. Give me an arm. Nothing to see here.
Do you know the way to the berry, berry fields as the princess of the fairies? For I'm sad today and I'd like to play with the fairies of the berry fields. Yes, I know the way to the berry, fairy fields, said the fairy to the princess. But I'm sad a little too, so I'll go along with you to the fairies of the berry fields. First we'll walk through buttermilk forest, take a ride at Jelly Bean Hill, just east of Rock Candy Canyon, and you'll tell me if you're sad then still. So they walked and tucked away the morning till they reached their journey's end, when they realized without warning that they'd each made a brand new friend. Now you know the way to the fairy, fairy field, said the fairy to the princess. And when you feel blue, no, I'll be here for you with the fairies of the berry fields. Like the answer to a prayer, just imagine and you're there with the fairies of the berry fields.
Have been conceived through artificial insemination. It's even more common in the breeding of livestock, proven to be a more efficient and healthier way of impregnating dairy cows.
Fascinating.
Of course, Elsie isn't quite as contented as she used to be.
Barney, come in.
Inspector, what brings you around?
Just a little minor official administrative business, Barney.
Want to handle my office?
Whatever you say. Hey, you got a fine group there tonight, huh? What's this, victim or suspect?
Who?
Victim. My progeny, my posterity, gone.
Sir, I assure you, the men of the 12th precinct will do everything within our power to retrieve it. Right, Nick?
Within reason.
Hey, look, don't you get comfortable.
Can't go wrong. When I'm old enough to join the band, I'll be marching all across this land. I will. I'll be playing a song as I'm marching along. When I'm old enough to join the band. Come on, everybody! Wave your flags! And let your flags wave high. Let the colors show. Hold them up as high as they can go, go, go! Wave those flags high. Let the colors show. Hold them up as high as they can go. Come on now! And let your flags wave high. Let the colors show. Hold them up as high as they can go, go, go! Wave those flags high. Let the colors show. Hold them up as high as they can go. Hold them up as high as they can go.
Thank you, Barney. Thanks to all of you for bringing me my crown and filling my life with music again. Oh, isn't it a great day?
It's a great day, a beautiful day, the kind of day that makes me want to say, I'm glad that I'm alive, I'm happy to be me, and that's the way to be. I'm glad that I'm alive, I'm happy to be me, and that's the way to be.
Oh, my! It is a great day. Thank you, friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, Your Majesty. It's so great having friends you care about. Friends like each and every one of you. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Come on, everybody sing along this time. I love you, you love me. We're best friends like friends should be. With a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Oh, well, now it's time to go. But before we do, give yourself a big hooray for making today so extra special. Hooray! Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye. See you later. Oh, wait. Oh, my, I almost forgot. Well, you can't leave without a kiss goodbye. So here it comes.
Comfortable. I want you ready to move.
Well, you got a line on something?
There are times in a man's life when it becomes necessary to abandon some very basic principles and debase and degrade oneself. Hello, look, I'm calling regarding the ad for the apartment, in Yonkers. Yes. I was, well, I'd like to rent. Unfortunately, I have to. Well, actually, you see, I am forced to. Wait a minute. Look, I just cannot do this. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
Well, I tell you, they pulled a few cases out of the files downtown. You know, unsolved burglaries, thefts. They want me to talk to some of you men about it. Yeah, no.
No, I don't know.
Well, they give me some drivel about certain detective squads are starting to slough off some of the tough cases, you know, passing them back to the uniformed cops so as not to muddy up their own performance record.
That's ridiculous.
It's poppycock, Barney.
I mean, there are certain cases that we do send back downstairs, but I mean, that's due to the manpower limitations up here.
I told him downtown. I can't be wasting my time pulling stuff like this, Barney. I got much more important things to do than be snooping into the integrities of honest cops.
Thank you, Inspector.
Look, Barney. You got any dental floss?
No.
Credit card?
No.
Always pay cash. Good way to go, Blanche.
Hey, come on, let's go.
Where?
What's the difference? I just can't stand to see you sitting around on my money anymore.
All right, bud. Gonna have a little powwow here. Nick, Joe Harris, few words.
Now?
Yeah, before you go shuffling off.
Shuffling off? Yeah. Shuffling off?
You know what I mean.
I do not go shuffling off. It is not in my nature to shuffle off.
It's just an expression.
I was on my way out to take care of some very pressing business.
Well, you people got short fuses.
Inspector Lou Harris.
You know, I sure would enjoy sitting around chawing the horn. But plain truth is that I got to get myself somewhere else to flop. Elsewise, this here intolerable weather's going to freeze my bones for sure.
Come on, let's go.
He's a great kidder, isn't he?
He's acting kind of weird, wasn't he,
Inspector,
Barney?
he's been under a lot of pressure of late.
I mean, that showing up and all that showing on the hog.
Just let him.
Listen closely, you'll hear music dance in your ears. Look, a song you can see with your eyes. We're all in the sea with our own way to be, but we'll never know till we try. 'Cause it's more than the voice that's singing a song. It's more than the tail that can dance. That'll make our dreams come true. It's something inside that tells you how you can start living the songs you sing in your heart, dreaming your dream, dancing your dance. Gotta try without wondering why. We must take a chance. Something inside is daring to try, daring to sing, daring to dance. Daring to sing, daring to dance.
Some steam, that's...
No, it's like he thought I was a bigot or something.
Inspector, believe me, he was upset about something and you happened to be here.
Because nothing could be further from the truth, Barney.
Excuse me, Inspector.
I mean, I think of Harris the same way as I think of your manner here, right?
Yeah. A lot of people get us mixed up.
Nick, you wanted something?
Yeah, Barney. I finished writing up Hamill. Should I take him downstairs for prints and pictures?
Hold off on it for a minute.
None but the utmost respect for her.
Inspector, believe me, he didn't mean anything personal.
I know a lot of men think I'm an all-over-the-hill cop, Barney, and all comes in here from time to time and bores them.
That's ridiculous.
You think I'm boring, Barney?
Inspector, there's no reason.
I thought I had a pretty good sense of humor. I'll get over a pretty good story now and then. I'm not exactly a Herb Schreiner, but...
Inspector, you wanted to talk to the man?
Oh, yeah.
Dietrich?
Thanks, Barney. Dietrich, they dug a couple of cases out of the files downtown. Why bore you, Dietrich?
You'd have to give me some specific examples.
Okay, Mr. Hamill, I gotta put you in the cage.
Hello?
Hello, honey.
I'm Mrs. Philip Harrell, and my husband is... Phil!
Hello, Arlene.
Phil, are you in some sort of trouble?
Inside, Hamill.
Sergeant, this is my wife.
How do you do? Phil, please, for God's sakes, please tell me what's going on.
It's my specimen at the bank. I found out this morning. It went bad.
Oh, my God!
Take it easy, Mrs. Hamill. It'll work out.
Bum deposit at the bank, huh?
Right.
Deadbeat.
I'm afraid so.
Is that Mrs. Hamill?
Yeah,
How'd she take the news?
like a trooper.
And I think I'll shuffle off, but I think I'll be on my way.
Didn't you want to talk to the rest of the men?
Oh, we talked, right? I can personally go back downtown and report that the integrity, the ethics of this squad are intact. Right? See you around, man.
I'm back.
So I notice. What happened to your furniture?
It's on its way to Poughkeepsie.
Now, that's a solution I hadn't even considered.
Well, I've got an aunt up there. She said she'd keep the stuff in her basement.
Congratulations.
It's costing me $250, Barney, for him to drive the stuff up there, but, well, it was either that or buy the truck.
Horace, we seem to have had a slight problem communicating back there before. I just want to apologize to you if I inadvertently said anything that offended you.
Inspector, I was edgy.
Guess I got the greatest regard for you, Harris. Warm personal fondness. I think you're a fine officer and a good human being.
Thank you, Inspector.
Right. There's something like that. See you around, boy.
Excuse me, are you in charge?
Yes, I'm Captain Miller.
You know, my husband, he's never ever done anything like this before. He's not a criminal.
Well, the problem, Mrs. Hamill, is that I really don't have any discretion in this matter. It's pretty much up to Miss Bateman here whether she wants to press charges.
Somebody has to pay for the damage.
You're damn right.
I'm talking about the furniture.
Hi, Jody.
What is the first question?
Yeah, first question. How are you?
That was my Jeopardy answer. You guys didn't get that? What is the first question? French surrealist for 300, please?
You probably would get that, too, wouldn't you? Did you ever go on Celebrity Jeopardy?
No, I haven't, but I had a lot of friends from college who went to make the big bucks.
Yeah.
And they did.
And they won.
And they did. Now, this amazes me, because I do watch Jeopardy religiously.
And
I never know any of them.
Honestly?
I do, but the bad things, I make up things, too. What is the country of Timor? And it's not even about countries.
You know how much relief I feel knowing that? Because I imagined you at home sweeping every category.
No.
No, you did. You went to Yale.
I did.
Smart kid to get in there.
Yeah.
Did you take your SATs?
I did.
What were your scores?
I don't remember.
The liar.
Certainly
You're
wouldn't.
so much a liar. Every person remembers their SATs.
I was not a good test taker, I have to tell you that.
Really?
No, I wasn't. But I spoke lots of languages and did other things. So.
And you didn't actually go to high school, did you really? Or
Sure I did.
You went to an actual high school?
I went to an actual, very strict high school, French school. All my studies were in French. Yeah, even science and math and sports and stuff like that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Did your mom choose that for you, or was that your decision?
No, she did actually. Well, you know, she was a big Francophile, and she had been to Europe with me, and I would start making up things in different languages, even though I didn't speak the languages. So she decided I should go someplace that focused on that, and I ended up in a French school.
Not bad. Now, did she encourage you to become a child actor that you were, or was it your
Well, you know, not really. My brother was an actor, and then I kind of became...
Your plants, our glass door.
Who paid for them?
Mr. Hamill, you go along with that?
No, absolutely not.
You'll go to jail!
Good, I'll make an example of them.
What am I supposed to do while you're in prison?
Arlene, how long's it gonna be? A few months? A year at the most.
Suppose I meet someone.
Okay, you win, but I want an itemized list.
Nick, turn him loose.
Okay.
I can't thank you enough, Captain Miller.
Don't mention it, Mrs. Hamill.
Okay. Just sign this and I'll give you your valuables. Well, your other valuables.
Goodbye, Sergeant. I'm leaving now.
Yeah, well, thanks for your help.
You know we all...
That's how I met her. Okay, you see, me and Vidya. You collect lost things too?
I call them found things.
And never knew I lost you till I found you. And I never guessed.
also take donations.
Yeah, I like to give blood at the Red Cross.
I'm sure they appreciate it. However, I think a man like you would welcome the opportunity to pass along his genes to a whole new generation.
Well, I sort of like to keep track of where my genes go.
Pity.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Oh, Phil, it's not the end of the world.
Might as well be. I don't got anybody to carry on my name.
Oh, well, look, we could always adopt.
I don't want to adopt. I want a boy like me. Or a girl like you. With your face. And your eyes. Your smile. So now forget it. It's over. Come on.
There is one other alternative.
Pardon me?
When a couple is no longer capable of having a child together, a method many people choose is for the wife to be artificially inseminated, using the specimen of a donor with the same physical and morphological characteristics as the husband.
Okay. Let's go, Arlene.
Can they really do that?
Yes, they can, Mrs. Hamill.
Arlene, we can go now. We can leave now, right, Captain?
Yes.
I don't believe we've been introduced.
For God's sakes, let's get out of here, Arlene.
I'm Arthur Dietrich.
Hi.
Arlene. What? Listen. You were right. We can adopt.
Whatever you say.
So this movie comes out on Black Thursday, what I call Black Thursday, most people call Valentine's Day. Do you think that this is the perfect movie for couples to go out and see on a date?
Definitely.
When this movie deals a lot with adult and love and so forth, and there's some brutal, honest things happening here. When you grow up and have a family and your kids ask you about the stuff that happens in this movie, do you think that you'll be as brutally honest with them as you are in the movie?
Maybe.
Now, Ryan, you have such an amazing chemistry in this movie. It was so believable that, you know, and you guys work so well together. Do you think that you guys would work together again sometime in the future?
Definitely.
Are you messing with me?
Maybe.
Okay, seriously. What I love about New York movies is the romance. It's just, there's something about the city of New York that I love to visit, and you are a New York girl. Do you have, like, favorite places that you like to go to in New York or anything?
I do. I like to go to, let me think. Well,
If you had some time off and they said, we're done with the interviews, Abigail, we got the rest of the afternoon, where are you going to go?
I would say that I would probably say that I would like to go FAO Schwartz. Love FAO Schwartz. It's fun.
Yeah?
I love the Natural History Museum. I love that museum. That's really fun. I like seeing all the, like, mammals and everything. That's pretty cool.
I was really surprised. I thought the first thing would be shoe shopping or something.
Well, you know, I do like that. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy shopping. That's very fun. You know what I like to do? I like to, like, shop for, like, baby clothes because they're all like
Okay, but who do you buy them for?
I don't know.
Except for putting them on George or something. You know,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you know, but I don't know. I like. You want to know something though? I don't have George anymore.
What happened to George? Is this? I expected him to be here.
He was kidnapped.
What?
Poor
Somebody
George.
took George?
Somebody stole George.
Oh, I feel horrible.
I'm ready to cry right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I brought up a really bad subject
yes,
in here.
It's a little bit of a sore subject.
Okay, well, we're going to change the subject. We're going to change the subject. Your penguin dance is hitting the dance club in the nation. Everybody's doing
That's
the
what I've
Abigail
heard. That's what
penguin
I've
dance,
heard.
right? Did you come up with that yourself, or was that?
Yeah. Well, you know, I read that I was supposed to, you know, do the penguin sound, but I don't really know how penguins sound, so I just tried to think of something.
Well, it's
slightly
like I said, it's
penguin-like.
definitely taken the nation by storm. Now, there's, I really like the scenes when Ryan is actually telling you the story. This whole movie's a story, and you look like you're such a good listener, and you're sitting there with your Mott's apple juice, you know, hearing it through in the movie. Do you like people to tell you stories, or are you the storyteller?
I like to do both. I like to tell stories, but I like to hear stories too.
Now, this movie's being of course, a love story. But do you think there's a message here besides a love story, or what is this movie about without really saying, you know, the plot line of the movie? Do you think there's a theme here?
I think that it's kind of like, you know, about somebody. I think that, well, it's definitely about like him telling the story because she wants to know how her parents met, because she thinks that if he does tell her the story, then maybe they'll get back together. And so he kind of tells the story and switches it up, kind of.
Yeah.
Makes it like a mystery.
Another great job, and once again, crying in movies, please stop it, because it always makes me cry as well.
Okay, I'll try.
All right.
Try.
Thank you very much, young star of tomorrow.
Thank you.
Why? I didn't know about George. Oh my God.
I thought you'd gone home.
Very amusing, Barney.
Haven't made any arrangements for accommodations?
Nah, I just thought I'd spend a couple of nights here. I mean, if it's all right with you.
It's okay by me, but I would imagine there are better alternatives. Even, bunking with Dietrich.
Barney, please, I don't care for that kind of talk.
You know, Harris, you're really letting this apartment thing get the better of you.
Barney, it's not just the apartment. I mean, it's everything. Now, when I got out of school, I had a plan in my head of everything I was going to accomplish. Had it all mapped out, everything. I mean, by this time, I'm supposed to
have my first novel published, a couple of screenplays optioned. I figured a stock portfolio worth, 200,000.
Nice.
And look at me now. I mean, I not only don't have any of that, I don't even have a place to live.
Harris, we all set goals for ourselves. But you can't expect to achieve it according to some timetable that you set up for yourself.
I'm running real late, Barney.
Well, look, maybe you haven't achieved the progress you expected in your literary career or financially, but, well, look at this. You're a good cop. You've done damn well.
I plan to be...
See? I told you Jade had great ideas.
Both your friends do. I have to say, I'm impressed.
We're going to make the best team. My friends and I are flying high. And we've only just begun, so come along, everyone. Let's have some royal fun. My friends and I are flying high. And who knows when we'll be done. So just come along, everyone. Let's have some royal fun. Royal fun. Let's have some royal fun. Royal fun. We're gonna have some royal fun, fun, fun. Royal fun. Let's have some royal fun.
a captain by now.
Oh, really?
I mean, it can't be that tough.
Well, I mean, takes a little,
luck?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And, of course, experience.
Thank you.
Here's your copy of the manpower report. I'm gonna take off.
Okay, good night.
Good night. I thought you left.
Nah, I'm gonna stay the night here.
That's silly. I got an extra bed just lying there.
Nah, it's okay, Dietrich.
Sure, I don't blame you.
What?
Hey, listen, I know you're not crazy about me. I know I'm opinionated. I'm inclined to be a little pedantic, verbose.
Yeah.
I get on people's nerves. All my life, I don't know, I just alienate people.
Hey, listen, man, don't, maybe I'll take you up on it.
Oh, forget it.
No, come on, I really mean it.
No, it's okay, man, forget it.
Please, let me come home with you.
Okay. Want to snap it up?